10 powerful lessons from Japanese minimalism. Have you ever stopped to think about how the Japanese manage to live with so little and yet seem to have everything that truly matters? In a world where more is often seen as better, they have chosen the path of less. And it's not just about owning fewer things, it's about creating space for what truly matters. I understand that the pace of modern life is becoming increasingly fast. Distractions are everywhere, and the feeling of being constantly busy but never truly fulfilled is more common than ever. The question is, how can we change this? How can we learn to live more consciously, with balance and purpose? The answer might lie in Japanese minimalism. Throughout this video, I'll share with you 10 lessons the Japanese use to create harmony between what's essential and what's necessary. Even more, I'll show you how to incorporate these ideas into your life in a simple and practical way. You don't need to rush into making big changes all at once, but I guarantee that these ideas can help you see what really matters. When people think of Japanese minimalism, many immediately imagine pristine, bright, tidy spaces with very few objects. Perhaps the images you've seen of Japanese homes reinforce this idea. But the truth is, Japanese minimalism goes far beyond having a few pieces of furniture or perfectly arranged items. It's not just about appearance, it's about purpose. The Japanese have a unique perspective on space. They see the home not as a place to accumulate things, but as a reflection of the mind and soul of the person living there. Every object occupying that space needs to have meaning. There's no visual clutter, no excess, because everything that exists there has a reason to be. And this isn't just about aesthetics. It's a philosophy deeply rooted in their culture. And know this, it's not a distant or unattainable concept. It might seem challenging for those who are used to accumulating, but the main point of Japanese minimalism is liberating. It's like creating a pause, a breath, within a world already overflowing with stimuli. It's not about having less for the sake of having less, but about having enough. Objects, activities, commitments, everything needs to be approached with the question, does this make sense to me? Let's begin with the first lesson. Lesson 1. Show respect for what you own. This is the foundation of everything. For the Japanese, every object, no matter how small, holds value. It's as if everything in your home is an extension of yourself. Holding on to something you don't use or treating something carelessly, as if it's disposable, is akin to disrespecting not only the object, but also the space it occupies in your life. How much of what you own do you truly value? How many of those things you once desired so much are now forgotten, left unused for who knows how long? This is where respect comes into play. Respecting what you own means taking care of it, organizing it, and if necessary, letting it go. In Japan, it's common for people to clean and arrange their homes not as a chore, but almost as an act of gratitude for what they have. The challenge here is to start small. Take a single drawer, for example, and look at what's inside. Ask yourself, do I really use this? Does this have value to me? For anything that doesn't make sense to keep, thank it and let it go. You'll realize that when only the things that truly matter remain, the feeling is incredible. Lesson 2. Cleaning is a form of self-care. This one is powerful, but you might not have noticed it yet. For the Japanese, the cleanliness of your surroundings is directly tied to your mental and emotional clarity. It might not seem obvious, but excessive dirt or clutter affects you in ways you can't always see. A disorganized home weighs on you, draining your energy without you even realizing it. In Japan, cleaning isn't just about making things look nice. It's a ritual. It's as if, by cleaning your environment, you're also clearing away mental and emotional buildup. And here's the most fascinating part. Their care extends even to how they store things. Everything has a designated place. Nothing is left scattered, and the space becomes light and peaceful. Here's an exercise for you. Pick a room. Start with the smallest one in your home, and tidy it up slowly. Clean every corner. Organize everything. That's out of place. And once you're done, see how you feel. That sense of lightness, as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. That's exactly what they strive for. Lesson 3. Let go of what no longer serves you. This might be the hardest one. We tend to hold on to things just for the sake of it. Gifts from years ago, clothes that might fit again someday, items we no longer use but can't seem to part with. The result? Overcrowded spaces, packed closets, and the constant feeling of lacking time and energy to sort it all out. The Japanese follow a simple principle. If it doesn't serve you, free the space. This applies not only to physical items, but also to emotions. Sometimes, holding on to something or clinging to a collection of unused objects is like carrying extra weight in your life. And you don't need that. This doesn't mean being extreme and throwing everything away at once. It means looking at something and asking, does this make me happy? Do I actually use this? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. It's not wasteful because the real waste is keeping something that only occupies space without a purpose. Lesson 4. Fewer options. Bring more clarity. Have you ever noticed how overwhelming it can be when you have too many choices? Some days, even deciding what to wear feels like a nightmare. You open your closet, and despite it being full of clothes, nothing seems to work. This is a common feeling. And here's where Japanese wisdom comes in. For them, simplifying everyday choices is one of the greatest secrets to a better life. The less energy you spend on small decisions, the more focus you have for what truly matters. Take clothing, for example. It's common for them to choose neutral color palettes and basic pieces that easily mix and match. This not only saves time, but also creates a harmonious look without extra effort. But this principle goes beyond the wardrobe. Think about the objects in your home. How many of them do you keep simply because they're there? Simplicity often means letting go of extra things that only take up space, allowing you to live in a more practical and organized way. And with this comes an incredible sense of clarity, both in your surroundings and in your mind. Here's a simple challenge for you. Pick one area of your life to simplify. It could be your closet, your kitchen, or even your wallet. By reducing your options, you won't just save time, you'll create space to feel more in control. Lesson 5. The beauty of simplicity. Japanese culture teaches us that simplicity is not a synonym for lack or dullness. In fact, simplicity has a unique beauty, and it is often more satisfying than an overwhelming abundance that leaves us drained. Take a dining table, for instance. Does it need to be covered with decorations, trinkets, and clutter? No. Sometimes a single vase with one flower is enough to completely transform the space and evoke a sense of calm. This appreciation for the essential lies at the heart of Japanese minimalism. They believe that when everything is in harmony, the environment radiates peace. The question is, are you valuing simplicity, or are you constantly chasing more when what you already have could be organized and appreciated in a new way? Take a moment to observe your home with fresh eyes and ask yourself, how can I bring beauty into my space without overdoing it? Sometimes, the most beautiful things are the simplest ones. Lesson 6. Bring nature closer. This lesson is one of my favorites. In Japanese minimalism, nature is always present, even indoors. Whether it's a plant, simple flowers, or even a small piece of exposed wood in the decor, the idea is to connect you with something natural, something alive. Bringing elements of nature into your space isn't just about decoration, it has a direct impact on your sense of balance and well-being. Plants, for instance, purify the air and add color to a room. But more than that, they reconnect us with something greater in a subtle way. It's almost like a daily reminder that amidst all the technology and rush, there's still something simple and pure within reach. Here's a practical idea. Choose a plant to add to your space. It could be a small pot on your desk or an interesting arrangement on the floor of your living room. You don't need much, just something to make your environment feel more alive and welcoming. You'll be surprised by the difference. Lesson 7. Consume less, but consume with purpose. Be honest. How many times have you bought something on impulse? Maybe a piece of clothing, a home decor item, or even that gadget that seemed amazing at the moment, only to sit unused weeks later, just taking up space. It's normal. We all do this from time to time. But for the Japanese, consumption holds a completely different meaning. In Japanese minimalism, consuming is more than just a habit. It's a conscious act. Before acquiring anything, the guiding question is, do I really need this? Will this add value to my life? This mindset not only prevents the accumulation of useless items, but also saves money and reduces the stress that comes with having too much. And here's the most interesting part. It's not about deprivation. It's not about denying yourself something you need or want. It's about pausing to think, about finding purpose in your choices. Next time you feel the urge to buy something, try to take that pause, reflect, breathe, and ask yourself, will this truly make a difference in my space and life, or is it just one more thing that will weigh me down? Lesson 8. Choose quality over quantity. This lesson goes hand in hand with the previous one. Repeat after me. Less, but better. This is one of the core principles of Japanese minimalist living. They prefer to own a single item that lasts for years, crafted with impeccable quality, rather than several items that constantly need replacing. It's a mindset that values durability and real worth over sheer quantity or fleeting desires. Let's take a practical example. Think about your kitchen utensils. How many items do you have sitting there, collecting dust, because they were cheap buys that you rarely use? For the Japanese, less is always more, provided that what remains is well-made, functional, and truly useful. This concept extends to our clothing, furniture, and even the time we invest in things. By choosing quality, you reduce waste, save money in the long run, and minimize the clutter in your life. Here's an exercise to get started. The next time you need to purchase something, opt for one item that truly makes a difference, even if it costs more rather than multiple things you don't really need. You'll notice the immense difference it makes. Lesson 9. Empty space is necessary. This lesson might be a bit harder to embrace at first, but it's one of the most transformative. In Japanese minimalism, empty space isn't a mistake or something to be filled. It's essential. The emptiness is where calmness finds its home. If you've seen images of Japanese homes, you might notice how they can feel incomplete to someone, accustomed to excess, rooms with minimal furniture, walls left bare, shelves with only a few items. But this emptiness isn't neglect, it's intentional. It creates a sense of breathing room, a balance that brings peace to both the environment and the mind. How many spaces in your home are filled with something simply because leaving them empty felt wrong? Could it be that you're also trying to fill voids, not just physical ones, but perhaps emotional ones too? The Japanese teach us that emptiness can be comforting. It's valuable because it gives us room to think, to feel, and to rest. My suggestion is to try leaving a corner of your home empty. It could be a shelf, part of a table, or even a wall. Observe the impact this has on your surroundings. And more importantly, notice how it makes you feel. Reflecting on what you consume, opting for quality over quantity, and learning to appreciate emptiness as a necessity are steps that challenge our modern habits. But they're also lessons that bring more meaning and lightness to our everyday lives. Now we arrive at the final and most essential lesson of Japanese minimalism. Lesson 10. Cultivate gratitude for what you have. We've reached the final lesson, perhaps the most important of all. After discussing respect, cleanliness, detachment, conscious choices, and the beauty of emptiness, it's time to bring everything to a central point: gratitude. In Japanese minimalism, gratitude isn't just an occasional feeling, it's a daily, intentional practice. For the Japanese, being grateful for what you have is fundamental. And this doesn't just mean giving thanks for the big events or extraordinary moments. It's about recognizing and valuing the small, everyday things, those that often go unnoticed. Gratitude is a way of seeing the world with fresh eyes, of noticing the abundance in what's already present. How often have you truly stopped to appreciate what you have? I'm not talking about making a mental list, but about genuinely feeling the importance of the things and people around you. It could be the comfort of your bed, the functionality of a kitchen tool, the beauty of a plant in your living room, or even the simple fact that you have a roof over your head. When you practice gratitude, something magical happens. You begin to realize that happiness isn't found in having more, but in appreciating what you already possess. And this changes everything. It changes the way you relate to your belongings, your home, and even the people around you. Gratitude brings a sense of fullness, a feeling that you already have enough, and that is liberating. Every day, take a moment to express gratitude. It could be when you wake up, before bed, or during any quiet moment in your day. Look around and choose 3 things you're grateful for. It could be anything, as long as you genuinely feel that gratitude. Make this a habit. You'll notice that little by little, this practice transforms your perspective on the world. Now that we've covered all these lessons, I want you to reflect. Which of these lessons resonated with you the most? Which one do you feel could truly make a difference in your life? I understand that changing habits and adopting a new lifestyle isn't easy. But remember, Japanese minimalism is an invitation to simplify, to value what's essential, and to live more lightly and consciously. And this doesn't have to happen all at once. Start small, one step at a time. Here's my request. Share in the comments which of these lessons you're going to start applying today. Minimalism isn't about having less. It's about being more. More present, more mindful, and more joyful. And I'm here to support you on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss any new content, and you'll help me keep bringing more tips and reflections to you. I hope these lessons truly make a difference in your life, just as they did in mine. See you in the next video.